You might have seen by now there are some issues with the way this Tamarind skin is set up, and I'm somebody who has been complaining about the way Smilegate does skins for like 5 years at this point. The earliest message I could find is from July 2020, but I've definitely been complaining about it longer. And even from the very first skin they released, I already noticed some things that I felt like there were going to be a bit of issues in the future, which more or less came true. So I've definitely got a lot to say on the topic, and not really any better time to talk about it than now, I suppose. Like, one of the issues is that the skin being $50 is not surprising. If anything, it's consistent with how they've been pricing skins, which is a problem because I think the way they've been monetizing skins has been really, really bad. It's not that I think paint skins are bad, per se. I just think it's way too expensive. So we'll get into that, why their monetization of skins is bad, why I feel like they don't really do that many skins, which is related to their monetization. And then also we can talk about this whole pass itself. So let's start off with the pass. 50 energy is free, we take those. This 3 leaves for 100 Skystones is actually good value. 3 leaves is worth 120 Skystones, so it's a 20 Skystone discount. Definitely worth the pickup if you are somebody who spends energy, or Skystones for energy rather. And then we've got this lobby. So I had a friend record this for me, and you can take a look at the lobby and its effects here. So it's definitely a really nice lobby. Them being able to actually start a music performance is really, really nice. I like how you can see pretty much all of the other people related to them, like Ainz is in the bottom left. You can also see Case in the top left. And all 4 of them playing their instruments are a new animation. So that's definitely nice. Though people shouldn't be forced to buy it, as it's along the track on the way to the Tamarind skin, and 1500 Skystones is definitely a lot for some people. Though I suppose if you're spending $50, maybe not. And then there is this. This is worthless. It's like $10, and it's only here to add on to the price of the skin. These charms are completely free. They don't really matter. They also don't really contribute anything to this price being $50, technically $60. And now we've got the skin itself. So I said that, well, let's start off with the actual skin. I think the skin is nice. It changes her base form too, which is really nice because her old skin didn't do that. So you've got 2 model changes pretty much, and you can see it's a lot flashier on her portrait, whereas her base form is a lot less flashy. She's got the whole like new unit thing, where a lot of newer units have these super flashy effects on them. So it's definitely really nice. There are some things that I think, well, we can talk about that later, but I think there's some things that could be improved with the skin to make it stand out more, but that's a separate topic. And then this weapon is nice, but I'm not really going to factor this into the price of the skin. And lastly, there is this profile card thing, which is honestly pretty nice. It's just going to be this thing here. But it costs $60, so let's talk about why this skin being $50 is not surprising. It's an epic skin, of course, and if you go to the shop and you look at your skin tab, I don't have any epic skins not purchased, but you can see this image here that I got from someone else. It's 110 skin tickets to purchase an epic skin. And then here, if we go to a heroic skin, it's 60. Let's keep those numbers in mind because I don't know how many people have actually looked at this tab before, but if you go to the skin pack section, it's $30 for 60 skin tickets or a heroic skin, and $50 for 110 skin tickets or an epic skin. So $50 for an epic skin, very consistent with how the Tamarind pack is being priced. Does that mean it's a good price? Hell no. $50 is way too much. Like $50 is, I don't know what to compare it to. It's a lot of money. And $30 for Heroic is also way too much. I've always felt like these two packs were really, really expensive. And it's something that I've been complaining about for years at this point. And this is one of the problems with their monetization. For anybody who does not have skin tickets or was not around for when the skins were available, either through the Epic Pass or through RTA Master Reward, it costs way too much to buy a skin. And of course, $50 for an Epic skin, being the Tamarind skin price, is also way too much. I have another problem with their monetization though, which is when you go to the skin tab, let's look at all of these skins. Off the top of my head, I might be misremembering one or two, but I'm pretty sure it's at most 5. The 3 that I remember is Cecilia, Sid, and CERN are the only units that I remember being put directly into the shop. I don't remember Kayron having a pass, so I'm not sure if he's part of it, and I'm pretty sure every other unit was in an Epic Pass at some point or an RTA reward, which means that all but 3 to 5 units were free. And that's kind of crazy, because that means that when Smallgate makes a skin, they don't really get any money off of it. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. That means that them making skins is pretty much purely for the player base. Or at least it has been up until this point, right? Because they're making skins, like all of these RTA skins with changed voice lines, they're all epic skins. And you get them pretty much just for hitting like a relatively low rank. And then all of these skins, like these are, they're not really making much off of these, I would say, because you can just buy them with Skystones. They're pretty much free, since Skystones, while they are a currency that you can buy, you don't have to spend real money for them. You can just, it's like a week of arena or 2. So with that in mind, I would also say that is kind of why they don't do a lot of skins, because it's a lot of effort for them to do skins, because they redraw the entire S3 every single time. This is something that I noticed immediately with their current skin, first skin that ever came out, because you can see their S3 animations side by side, their base and the skin. There's considerably less jiggle physics on her skin's S3 compared to her base S3, and as somebody who does not really enjoy exaggerated jiggle physics, it pretty much fixed my main issue I had with her S3 animation, and was really the only reason I purchased the skin in the first place. And that's kind of crazy to me. Like, it makes sense that they redraw it, but them having to do that for every single skin is obviously going to increase the workload on making the skins. And if doing that amount of work for pretty much zero profit, then I can see why they would opt to just not make skins. And this has actually been controversial at some points. Like LRK's S3 changes the way he smiles or something, which a lot of people were not a huge fan of. But this is kind of why I think they don't do skins, because I have been desperately begging for skins for a very long time, and we just don't get a lot of them, partially because they are just available completely for free every single time, except for like a few exceptions, and also because skin tickets exist. I have 500 skin tickets. I could purchase, this is 8 heroic skins for free without spending Skystones if I wanted to. And if they just released epic skins or something directly into the shop, that's still 4 that I could purchase. So that is also why I don't think they really put skins directly into the shop either, because not all players, but a lot of older players are going to have a bunch of skin tickets, unless they've gotten to the point where they're like, wait, Smallgate doesn't really release skins, why am I buying the Epic Pass? And they stop buying it. And there's also the thing where even if I say want the Robbie skin that's up right now, I could just not purchase any of it, and then instead of spending 900 Skystones, I can just spend 60 skin tickets and buy it after the Epic Dash ends, and she hits the skin shop. So that is another problem. Skin tickets just being a currency that makes you not really have to spend even Skystones on some of the skins if you choose. there's also, they've made skins even more accessible recently, where in the Brawl shop, if you go to the special shop, you can see there's skins available here. 900 Skystones for this skin is technically cheaper than what it was originally because you had to buy the tier in between. So it's kind of 1800 Skystones for a skin. Now it's 900. And here you can see the epic skins from RTA. So even the RTA skins are available for purchase in the shop if you need to. You could just buy it directly for 1600 Skystones, which is pretty much proportional price. And one thing with the skin tickets is that they're really slow because of how slowly they release skins. It's 10 skin tickets per pass. So it probably takes like 2 years to get 60 skin tickets. So them putting it in this shop, especially with the shop I would assume going to be rotating, definitely makes these skins really accessible for people. So that is another problem I have with their monetization, where I feel like it is kind of too accessible for people, which can be a good thing. Like, obviously, that is very, very player friendly. It's pretty nice that we've had literally every single skin be available for free thus far. It also makes Epic 7 kind of an outlier because, like, looking at like all of the other gacha games that I know of, they all have paid skins. Epic 7 is the weird one for not having a paid skin until now. And I've been asking for like higher quality paid skins pretty much. Just not at this price point. But again, I'm not surprised it's this price point because of how badly they priced their skin ticket packs. As for the Tamarind skin itself, it's just the 2 models is nice, but not every unit is going to have a 2 model character. It's literally just Tamarind. And then in the S3 itself, one of my issues with it, or not the S3, just you can see the S3 is just normal. This is like normal skin stuff. They could add a background to it at the start, but the lights popping up at the end is kind of part of it. My thing is when you do stuff like press S2, and I think idle S2 is like her prettiest skill. I like her idle S2 more than her S3, honestly. The background is completely the same. And obviously I'm not privy to how much work it would be to change all of this stuff, but they could definitely change this to be more in the theme of the maid cafe than her being on like her normal stage. But those are some things that I think could be used to help differentiate these skins from the other ones, because part of the problem is that we've gotten some really good skins for free. It's not just like the fact that they redraw all of them. The Epic skins, the RTA ones, all of them, but one are RTA skins. The one that isn't is this one, Magical Girl D. And Magical Girl D was available for, you guessed it, 900 Skystones in an Epic Pass, which it was an Epic skin, so it had extra voice lines. It's one tier above the heroic ones, and it was still 900 Skystones, which is kind of crazy, I think. This one that I actually just coincidentally clicked on is another example of how I think they put a little bit too much work into the skin sometimes, because they completely changed her walking animation here. You can see her walking animation side by side here, and the way she is like holding her weapon looks a lot better in my opinion in the new one. Her old one was kind of stiff and awkward if anything. So I'm surprised they just changed it, to be honest. It seems like a lot of extra effort just for a skin that they're not going to make any revenue on, which is, it's nice that they put in that much effort, but it also just, to me, kind of shows how they're putting in a lot of effort just to, like, not really get anything out of it. And that's kind of the thing that I've been complaining about for years at this point, which is we don't get a lot of skins, and that is because they make all of the skins free, and they also add currency, which if you're buying all of the skins, you'll eventually rack up on skin tickets if you're just buying the skins when they come out in the dash passes. And because of that, the skin tickets, that makes it hard for them to even put skins directly into the shop. Like, sure, they could just put out a humongous number of skins and eventually run people dry of their resources, but it would probably be a better use of their time, and I assume that they have also come to the same conclusion to just release more units, like altar units. They could do like summer units. They could do like some other, like there's the art contest one. I think we're getting 2 this year for altars. So I'm not surprised that they turned to fully paid skins to actually be able to properly monetize the skins, because with all skins being free, it's impossible to monetize skins. The problem is just their price point. And we can also take a look at all of, there's like a lot of units that have had alternate costumes that haven't had skins. Like there's Summer Araminta, Rin, Lytica, and Lots, Summer Angelica, Summer Clarissa, Hazel, Lucy, Sil, Kamui, Summer Mercedes, and Summer Shu. Festivita without a shirt could also be a skin. There's Lilius's casual outfit from her side story, Young Senya's winter outfit, the altar to Nubria from the Vivian side story, work clothes Tori, streamer clothes Tori. Even something like Ahmed's original outfit could have been a really low effort skin. Those things could all be skins. Part of the reason why they aren't doing it is, I think, because they have to redraw the S3s and redo some of the models and stuff. But this is just all of the issues that I've been complaining about for years at this point. I've heard people talking about, will they reduce the price of the skin? Probably not, because, like I said, they've always priced skins like this. It's always been $50 for an epic skin. And just because the skins have already been purchased by people, it would kind of be a nightmare logistically to reduce the price of this. I would be really surprised if they do. And hopefully, while I think that having paid skins is fine, hopefully they start reducing the price of it, because this $60 for a skin is ridiculous.